Hey everybody, Mr. Max Story here. I'm going to give a quick update about the bikes that I have and what I'm going to do with them, including the charity bike, so we'll get to that in a second. Um, Basically, an update about my life is that I am now a full-time paramedic for DC. It's taken up a lot of my time, especially the training program I'm going through. But I like it. I enjoy it. I'm finally able to make a good, decent amount of money, take care of me and my family, um, and uh, and so yeah, it's a really good thing, and it's been a good step for me to actually get into a real ambulance agency as opposed to the rinky-dink place that I was at in California. Anyway, so the plan right now is this: I'm going to use my earnings as a paramedic to take care of our day-to-day and stuff, and then every single one of these bikes in here, now that I don't need to rely on them for income, to pay the rent and whatnot, every single one of these that gets fixed up and sold, I'm going to save, and they're all going to culminate into a down payment on a house. And we would really like to have our own little place by the end of this year. And so each one of these projects is actually a pretty substantial project, aside from the two that are already done, which I'll show you guys in a minute. But I'll work it on the weekends or whatever when I'm not working, and just ferret it away, and every little bit by bit is my down payment. So I'm just gonna go over them real briefly and show you guys what I got. First one over here, it's a 1993 FJ 600 Sika 2. Sexy little bike, looks good. It's got like a brand new tank on it. Which is much shinier than the fairings. Looks good, clean title and whatnot. However, it's got a stripped out starter clutch, which requires removal of the engine, and I got to split the cases to get into it. It's basically the same procedure that I avoided doing on the what was that Ninja 900, the ZX 900 that I had last year. So I'm going to be doing that, and that's going to take me a weekend or two, and then I'll fix that up. This here is a 1998 Honda CBR 600. Very sexy bike. I have all the fairings, even though every single part of the fairing is covered in these very dated stickers. You can tell it's a 98 through and through. Somebody got this and immediately went out and got the new PlayStation and thought they were the shit. But anyway, this one actually has no title, so this one's going to be a frame swap. And that's going to make for a cool video because I'm going to take apart every single piece of this motorcycle and put it on a new frame. So that's going to be very exciting. And y'all can look forward to that. I'm thinking about doing like a little artsy thing, maybe doing it in fast forward motion, and putting some, put it to music or something. So that'll be cool. Teeny tiny little Yamaha Enduro, sexy bike, runs like a champion. Just fixed it up. No complaints on this one. This one's currently for sale. So yeah, that's a good bike. This one, y'all know the bobber. This bobber sat for a little while because the starter clutch on this one's actually about to go. But the starter clutch on this one's very easy to replace. It's just right in there. So I'll be getting that in the next coming weeks. But all this morning I refreshed it, put new plugs in it, and cleaned the carbs and such because I let it sit for a couple months. Oops. And yeah, it's a screamer. Let's see if starter clutch has a little bit of juice left. There we go. Yeah, those pipes are motherfuckers, alright. But yeah, so I'm probably going to hang on to this one for a month or so, and then I'll sell it. And that'll be a big chunk of my down payment. This over here is a ZX 600, just a real piece of shit, basically. It's just going to be, some new rider's starter bike, a stunter or something. I mean, it's got a good title to it, so it's kind of a shame that it ended up the way that it did, but I'm not willing to invest any money into it. It does need a head gasket, and so that should be a head gasket video. Unless I can figure out some way to avoid it, but pretty sure I'm going to be throwing a head gasket into this one. The XT I'm going to end up selling, but it jumped a tooth on its timing. I was running it too hard, I guess, and I got to replace the time and chain tensioner and then retime it, and then it should be good to go. So yeah, this poor boy's been sitting for a while. So there's that. Now we're going to go over here to the snow cave. Here we got the parts bike to the to that little Yamaha Enduro, and so that'll just go with it. That one's not going to make me any money. What is this? Getting dripped on? 1990 CBR 1000 getting dripped on. I thought it was going to be dry in here. This one also is going to be a frame swap. I'm not sure on the condition of the motor yet, though. I haven't really messed with it too much, but I've got all the fairings and they're actually pretty sexy. They've got this nice paint job. I'm gonna have to patch that up or something. But so yeah, you know, this one will be pretty good, and I'm looking forward to this one. This one will probably be one of my later projects. I'm gonna get some of those other ones out of the way. But yeah, all right. So we'll go back in here. Now the reason that I haven't been doing anything with the charity bike is because all my for-profit motorcycles have been selling at like 60% of what I think they're worth over the winter time. So I've just been hanging on to it. I mean, there's really no rush to sell it, you know, like there is my for-profit bikes. You know, it's not like I'm planning on paying the rent with this thing. I do have to clean up the points one more time, but it's been a good running bike. I'm gonna have one final, like, here's the bike type of video, and then I'm gonna sell it. So I'm thinking of putting it up for sale like mid-March or something, you know, sometime in there. I know a lot of you guys contributed to it, and y'all were really generous, so I feel like you know, deserve an explanation of why I've been hanging on to it, and so that's the reason. I'm really gonna try and get like $1,300 for it. And I think if I sold it right now, I might get like 8 or 9. So, just gonna hang on to it, and see if we can fetch a little bit more for it. So that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or not the charity bike. 5, 6, 7 motorcycles that I gotta fix up, and I'll sell them all, and I'm gonna turn them into a house. So. Appreciate y'all hanging in there and everything. I know it's been kind of a slow winter time. But yeah, more videos to come, so take it easy.